Hello, my dear friends. Hello, my dear listeners. How are you all? I hope we are doing our best to serve our duties with utmost honesty and love. And today we are here to proceed further to know the next part of our master's life. So let's proceed. We have started a new chapter, Latu, Rakhal and Gopal senior. And in the last episode we came to know about Latu Maharaj, and now we are going to know about Rakhal. So let's proceed. Rakhal Chandra Ghosh first came to Dakshineshwar in the year 1880, just a few months before the master's meeting with Narendranath. He was born in 1862 at Boshirhat, district of 24 Parganas, where his father was a zamindar. Rakhal showed a marked predilection for religion even in his childhood, when he used to play at worshipping gods and goddesses. He was married in his teens to a sister of Manomohan Mitra, from whom he first heard of Sri Ramakrishna. His very first meeting with the master gave a glimpse of the deep and intimate relationship which was to exist between them. Referring to this meeting, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, just a few days before Rakhal's coming, I saw in a vision mother putting a child into my lap and saying, "This is your son." I shuddered at the thought and asked her in surprise, "What dost thou mean? I too have a son?" Then she explained with a smile that it would be a spiritual child, and I was comforted. Shortly after this vision, Rakhal came, and I at once recognized him as the boy presented by the Divine Mother. He had another vision about him. One day he saw that Krishna, as the lovely shepherd boy of Vrindavan, was standing on a full blown lotus in the midst of a lake, and by his side stood the boy Rakhal, looking at him playfully. This vision led the master to identify the devotee before him as one of those pure souls who had been incarnated as playmates of Sri Krishna. Words fail to describe the closeness of the relation that existed between Sri Ramakrishna and Rakhal during the 5 short years they were associated on this mortal plane. On the one hand was the untiring solitude of the master for the spiritual welfare of the boy. On the other, the entire consecration of Rakhal to Sri Ramakrishna. Rakhal regarded him as a parent and was like a child of 3 or 4 with him. This is what Sri Ramakrishna said of the boy's attitude towards him. Every little while he ran to me, jumped on my lap, and behaved just like a baby. He never wanted to leave my sight. The very sight of me used to evoke in him a kind of childlike feeling that cannot be described. It impressed everyone who saw him. I too would have a corresponding feeling roused in me, and I would feed him with butter and sweets and play with him as a mother plays with her child. The master allowed Rakhal privileges which were vouchsafed to none else. He even took the boy on his shoulders. On one occasion, he was so much struck with his simplicity that he burst into tears as he said, "You are so simple. Ah, who will look after you after I am gone?" Rakhal was designed by the Divine Mother to look after the comforts of Sri Ramakrishna, but often it was the latter who had to care for the boy. Being a worldly man, Rakha's father was opposed at first to his son's association with Sri Ramakrishna and often tried to dissuade him from it. Once or twice he came to Dakshineshwar to see what sort of a man the master was. He was gratified to find that many leading men of Calcutta visited him. Besides, the master received him cordially, a practice which he always observed in such cases. After that, there was no objection to Rakhal's going to Dakshineshwar. Hearing of Rakhal's marriage, Sri Ramakrishna was anxious for his spiritual welfare. One day, the young wife came to Dakshineshwar with her mother, who also was a great devotee. The master studied the girl's physiognomy and was satisfied. He afterwards declared that she possessed great spirituality and that she would not stand in her husband's way. Though supremely tender and affectionate towards the boy, Sri Ramakrishna did not hesitate to take him to task whenever he made any mistake. Once, without his permission, Rakhal ate some butter. Sri Ramakrishna admonished him severely for this, saying, "Fie on you." Instead of trying to check the craving for dainties, you have taken the butter without my knowledge. Rakhal was sincerely sorry and never repeated the error. Boy like he was jealous at one time of other boys sharing Sri Ramakrishna's affection. He wanted a monopoly of it. The master took care to remove these shortcomings and he soon developed into a great character. The master could not bear the absence of Rakhal and wept when the boy was away. Once Rakhal went to Vrindavan and fell ill. This made Sri Ramakrishna exceedingly anxious as he feared that a sudden upheaval of past associations connected with the sacred spot might prove to be the cause of his giving up the body. He actually prayed to the Divine Mother for the boy's recovery and was only comforted by the mother's assurance. It is said that through Sri Ramakrishna's grace, Rakhal one day had a most realistic vision of his chosen idol. No wonder that he became in later years a fit conduit for the transmission of Sri Ramakrishna's wonderful spiritual power. So, my dear friends, today I am stopping here. It was a beautiful journey. What to say? Only one sentence came into my mind. Bhaktir Bhagavan. ভক্তের বোঝা ভগবানে বন. It means like God is God. How to explain? Actually, God is for his devotees, or the devotee. Actually, bhakto. This word actually amalgam the love, the devotion, the attitude of a lover, attitude of a devotee, attitude of a servant, everything within it. So, and the next part which came into my mind, like bhagavan মানে ভক্তের বোঝা ভগবানে বন, means the devotee who is there, who thinks like he or she is taking care, or taking care of God or his idol. Actually, it is the quite opposite, as that soul is fully merged into devotion that actually makes the God to take care of that soul, full brim. So that only came into my mind. So thank you for listening, thank you for giving me a chance to serve you through this little way. And also I'm thankful to almighty and my parents and my gurus, with whom whose blessings I am here to serve you in a little way, to make your journey a little bit smoother or soothing. So with this, I'm stopping here. Tata.